action.
Hello. So welcome back again to Queer Essential. Yeah. I think actually sounded good. Oh, you did me proud.
That was the best one.
But I pity you guys though.
We're here.
Okay.
That was the best one.
I'm proud of you. Sorry. welcome to episode 6. Yes, today we are going to be talking about London and travel. I'm Simeon Sims, and I have with me my lovely team.
Djai then.
Amor.
Cartell over there. And I'm Phil.
And together we are Queer Essential. First question is going to be, what's your favourite city in the world?
For me, it's Miami. I ain't traveled much, but you know, that was
Nice.
litty.
How
The
long
heat
did
there
you
is
go for?
ridiculous, though.
I've heard.
The heat, we was, 2 weeks? 2 weeks almost. When I tell you, the heat there, it's real. It's real. You step out your house, full face beat. Don't know where I was going. Step out the house, from aircon to heat, it's like, bitch. Take it off.
You melted.
We was riding a bike to the point where this one got off at the bus stop by the bridge, was hiding behind the shelter like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. The heat is taking off my skin. I was like, no, the heat is real. But it's a beautiful city. Beautiful. And everybody's happy there.
Nice.
Everybody's happy there. It's a fine ass man.
So you definitely go again?
Of course, I
Yeah.
plan to.
What about hotspots there? Like, where's like the places to go?
I didn't club out there much. Like,
You didn't
no.
What about like beach, restaurants?
The nude beach was lit.
Okay.
The nude beach was lit.
You're like, oh, sign me up.
It was lit, honey. There was one dude, I'm sure he was filming something, was rubbing down 2 chicks, loving, and his was just, I was like, oh, hey, hello, hi. I wanted a piece of that. And there was a couple, you know, doing their thing out in the sea. I was like, you gotta live in your best life, your best life.
It's a good beach.
So yes, Miami was lit. It was lit. Miami was lit.
Anyone else? Favorite city?
Chicago. I'll go for it.
Yeah.
It's really like London, and they've got loads of pubs. Let's give a short explanation, but yeah, Chicago is one of my favourite places to be.
Okay, but then why? Because then you could just
Because it's like London on a bigger scale. So the houses are like twice the size. There's just so much going on. They've got loads of different like areas that you can go and hang if you want to go to like a Latina quarters or maybe an African section. It's a very diverse, multicultural city, but what they've done, which I think is really key, is
really did you?
no, they've incorporated all of these different races into different little areas, so you can go into little spots.
What a Latino?
So bad, man. I love Chicago. I love Chicago. They have beaches. It's really good. It's a really good city. If you ever get a chance to check it out, like, I'd definitely recommend Chicago. It's not what you expect it to be. That's the only thing I can say.
And what about like hotspots, like places to like go?
Hotspots. Off the top of my head right now, I can't be. We'll put some links at the bottom for you guys.
Will we?
Some works.
Hopefully we have links at the bottom.
No. When I went so I stayed in downtown Chicago. I stayed in a hostel, which was really, really good, and I was surrounded by there was a place, I can't remember the name exactly, but it was an outside bar. So they had all these beautiful lights up and these bars set up outside, and there was like loads of different races and people hanging out, and they served food, and it was just one of the most incredible experiences I ever had. And I got to meet so many people, different types of people, and I was out there, and I actually went alone. And that was really, alone. Yeah, I went to Chicago alone. This was after Miami, so I'd left the morning to Chicago. I was like, peace.
Whilst I was on my plane back, I was like, bitch.
Yeah, and I met loads of people out there, so I really, really enjoyed myself. But I can't give you names right now off the top of my head because I've forgotten.
That's cool.
Did you?
I'll say London, though. I love my city. I love my city. They definitely, for me anyway, when I walk around London, it's like I always see something new. Even to the point where you just look at buildings you've seen before, if you look up at the roofs or the architecture of them, I love it. Like the architecture of them, like I would think like just fascinates me, especially buildings like old buildings. I love it. So I love London, and the new things coming up in London as well. I just love London.
Okay. And hotspots?
Hotspots. Me mainly, I go now just where I live, because I'm not really a person who goes out too much. But I like spots, like little quiet spots. So I go to a place called the Glory, it's a little pub. It's not what you think it is. Okay.
I only thought of
I saw all you guys do this.
No, I didn't.
You
said it.
So I didn't.
Yeah.
There's this nice little spot, and then there's little bars, the jazz cafes.
What area?
Well, Camden, also got Jazz Cafe down there, and I went to open mic spots in Shoreditch as well.
Okay.
Oh, Trevor.
That's one of them, definitely.
Nice.
Mine is London too. Like being born and raised in London, I can't imagine like living anywhere else. If I did, it'd have to be another city, like Manchester or Bristol or something like that. Manchester's really nice too. Well,
Nope.
London.
Nope.
I done Birmingham, I said nope.
London.
Right back.
Same.
Right back.
I said, where is it?
I said, what is it? I lived in Manchester for 3 years. I was like, nope, get me home, please. Mama, I love you, but I'm going home. I can't.
London's my favourite place in the world.
Okay. And hotspots?
I like Dawson Superstar.
Ooh.
It's just I like it because it's very relaxed and they've got that whole like basically that tolerance of that no tolerance against like bullying or racism or transphobia or homophobia or yeah.
This
Visions
was my spot.
It's a sweat box.
It depends on night you go on, because that relaxed day when you have to relax.
It's a
in the day,
sweat box.
I like to.
Because you could go in the day.
I like going there for like a drink.
Yeah, that's cute.
But last week I ended up going for a brunch, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
Oh, brunch. Just going for like brunch.
You know?
Nah, I do like a brunch with alcohol.
Of course.
What else?
It can't be brunch without alcohol.
What else do
Mine, I would probably say London, because I don't see myself being anywhere else. Obviously, like, it's too damn cold in the winter time come January, so when I'm older and these bones start creaking, I'd like to move to a hot country. But yeah, until then, like, I feel comfortable and safe in my environment. And, you know, like what you said, like, going out and discovering new things and stuff. But other than that, holiday-wise, the places I've been, Berlin, Germany. Really
Berlin's so
nice
good.
architecture, the people, the guys, the clubs. Not so much the food. The food was decent.
We're talking about Berlin.
Yeah.
I should actually change mine. Yeah. Berlin's really great. If you've never raved in Berlin before,
I heard
absolutely
it's
incredible. New Year's is probably one of the best places to rave on New Year's. I got stranded there. So dope.
Oh, God. I got stranded.
No, I got stranded. I was supposed to be home at a lit party, man.
She's always somewhere. Stranded, you know, can't get home. Like, no, you planned this, honey. It's fine.
Oh, also, actually, no, we should throw it in there. Gran Canaria, if you know. So Gran Canaria is like the gay island. They have like a gay month every month of the year. Oh yeah, Charles, turn up in May.
Wait, Gran Canaria? No.
And it's so cheap.
Madrid would be a close second, I reckon.
Okay.
I've been there.
No.
Madrid is lit.
Yeah, Madrid is
Next question. Do you feel there's an oppression in London towards the LGBT community?
not so much anymore. Not anymore.
That's a tough
Go on,
one.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
Fill the stats.
Come on,
Fill the
teacher.
stats.
Come true.
Well, it's a tough one because
Let's get that pie chart out.
it's like on paper, living here in London, it's like you're very free, but generally in society we're not like on the same standing as heterosexual. So there's that. So it's a bit of a tricky one. I wouldn't say there's a whole London thing against us, but I think it's more worldwide, and it's more structural.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with it being more worldwide.
Just gonna pick up that gem that Phil dropped.
You got it?
Yeah,
Put it in your pocket?
No, I put it in my heart as well.
Yeah, okay.
Those gems.
Knowledge.
But yeah, definitely worldwide, and I think it's a difficult one because, as you said, you know, it being a whole thing where it's London, and I mean, they say that America's the land of the free.
Okay.
But, you know, I think London's pretty free, especially being a gay black man. Yeah, where we can go out and do certain things and have certain opportunities, and, you know, we've come a long way as, you know, LGBT community, but there is still setbacks, but it's kind of more within individual people rather than a movement.
Yeah,
I find.
I agree with that.
Apart from the crazy religious people that turn up to gay pride and start with their signs and try and kick down people. This year it was a bit crazy.
I'd say there's more oppression within the LGBT community in London than London having an issue with the LGBT community.
Agreed.
Sorry.
Number 2, how much more are you waiting for? Okay. You're gonna walk out with a pebble down, yeah? Okay.
full of gems today, man.
Oh, gosh. Anything anyone else wants to add?
Dr. Phil answered that question
Yeah.
perfectly, Henry.
Thank you,
He just said
Dr.
that like
Phil.
10 answers, he said 2.
You know?
With a big guy around his
Do you know
circle.
what I mean?
Alright, next question. When visiting other countries, do you find yourself adapting or toning down your gayness?
I don't know what gayness is, so I'm just,
So basically, from it's
I'm just
obviously-
me.
But I threw that word in there, and I know that I knew you
I'm
was going
just
to
me.
come out with that.
I'm just me.
because of what we've spoken about previous
Exactly,
episodes. But for
exactly.
viewers, they don't know, and they
Okay,
think
well,
that,
I'm gonna tell you this.
Mm.
What you see right now is what I am 24/7. It never turns off or on because it's me. I can't
Perfect.
give you one or the other. It's me.
And that being said, when you do go to other countries,
Mhm.
are
No, it's
you-
still the same.
Yeah.
It's still the same.
And how do you feel?
Well, I went to the States and I was gonna try it, but the heat said no.
Okay.
The heat said no, honey. So I was very strict back, but I was very much still myself.
Yeah.
Back home, that will never happen, honey.
Mm.
Back home, being Jamaica, never happened because I fear for my life. Like fear from.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by like
Mm-mm.
adapting
Yeah.
because you're going to a certain place and you know that.
Only there though.
Yeah. Well,
Only there.
yes.
Just the one.
Mm.
Anywhere else, I'm like, okay, cute.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Do you adapt?
What?
I feel like my gayness comes out even more. I love
Yeah.
a crop top.
that's
And when the
right.
heat
Yeah,
hits,
yeah.
I love
Listen.
and we're planning on going to New York in a couple of months, and I just want to just walk down in a crop top and some ripped shorts and something. I just walk down the street,
Mhm.
in the road,
Mhm.
spin.
No dip. No dip.
Huh?
No dip.
No dip. No. We have to wait a couple episodes for
Whoa.
that. I'm too sober. I'm too sober. But yeah, man, I'd be doing the most. I love it. I'm like, yes, I'm
I
here.
like that too.
Yeah, I feel like
Like
you
a
know,
beacon.
that's when you should let loose kind of thing. So I feel like you should come out more. So if less,
Yeah.
when you go away, you should come out more.
One is because nobody really knows you there, so you can really you can
Yeah.
do the most.
There's that, and then for me, it's like I just want to like see. For example, like when you I had a stressful week or something like that. You want to go to a club to let your hair down.
Yeah.
It's like you go on holiday. You want to go there to let your whole
Yeah.
pussy down or something.
Don't die.
I'm trying to think of comparison.
Better words. Like a
To let your whole
better words.
pussy. What to say?
All
You
right.
just want to allow yourself.
Oh, be more free.
There you go. Be more free. I completely agree.
Well,
with that.
I didn't. I don't have one of those. Maybe a
You have a
Lala,
pussy?
but yeah.
A what?
Child,
A pussy?
Lala.
What's that on, babe? Okay.
Yeah, so moving on. Who hasn't answered? Who wants to
I think
answer?
Carnival chimed in a bit.
I haven't, but I don't feel like. Sorry.
Oh, yes,
Just
put
like
the
right
shade.
I don't think. It depends on what country you go to,
Absolutely.
but then also, I think for me personally, it's not as apparent, so I don't feel like I have to scale back, or it depends, you know. So it's tricky.
But what about, say, you're in another country and you saw a guy down the street and you felt like you liked him? Would it be like a thing where you would, like, make it known? Or
Are you asking if I'd give him dicko?
All right.
You guys
Come
are
on,
coming up
Phil.
with these. Oh, child.
Come on, Phil.
Okay, yeah. If you'd give him dick eye,
Yeah.
not dick in eye, but dick eye, just to clarify. Okay.
What's that?
And Cartell.
I kind of agree with everybody. When I go on holiday, I just try to be a little bit more free. So yeah, I open up a lot more on holiday. So I don't know if that makes me gayer or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's just
Try a
being
little bit more
Relaxed.
Yeah,
And enjoying what you came here
Relax.
to
I'm definitely about that
do,
crop top
you
life.
know?
Yeah, I'm about that crop top life when I'm on holiday.
I'm about the
I do it in
no-clothes
London.
life, you know?
Yeah,
What?
No-clothes life, especially if the weather's
Take
good,
it
like, what am I putting
off.
on clothes for? Take it off, not on.
But yeah,
Babe.
but it is, and you kind of started it off by saying, you know, it's about being yourself.
Yeah.
And it is, like, there is nothing
You're
that
just in
we
a
can
different
do
city.
to be gay. You don't have to do anything.
Question.
We just are who we are, and, you know, when we go out on holiday, we want to have a good time and live the most. And but obviously, if you're going to somewhere like Jamaica, you have to be a bit more
You know,
mindful and careful
you have to
because
be vigilant.
you want to come back
So,
in one piece.
What if you go to a country where it's illegal? Would you rather go in?
I
No, I
wouldn't.
would.
You go and you
I
see
would.
yourself.
Oh no, the crop tops is gonna be that. I best get that so we can out.
That's what I'm saying.
That crop top's gonna be down to my knees, honey.
See, I don't know about
I better just take a piece of curtain and just wrap it around my body.
So going off that question, like Dubai,
would you go?
I would not go there.
No.
No,
Why you going there?
no, what am I going there for? Listen, their law there is different, you know. When they lock you up, they lock you up. You don't have no rights there. So I'm just like,
But no, I would love to go. I think it's a beautiful city.
I would love to go for that reason, but not to jeopardize my life.
Oh no,
I'm good.
Cool. All right. Next question. Do you feel safe in London being B&Q, black and queer?
Oh yes,
100%.
And why? That's a big 100%. Why?
Can we talk
100%?
about like our area in particular? So when I met Amor, she lived in South London and I lived in East at the time.
I'm shaking her head like, girl, don't
no,
tell people where I live.
It's true.
Over in Walthamstow. And one of the reasons why I wanted Amor to come to Walthamstow, that she was so against it, was because the gay community out there is just, there's such a huge gay community in Walthamstow. And everybody's really accepting over there. So once she eventually got down there, she saw how open we could be and how like we could just literally live our lives. It became home. It became the norm. She's never moved anywhere. So in my particular area in Walthamstow, I feel really comfortable about being gay. Like I can walk down my street and whatever I like, act however I want. I've been approached by a number of guys before. I can approach guys on the street, even if they're not gay. They're probably not gonna, curse you out, punch you in your face. And there's certain areas in London that you're able to do that, and there's some areas that you can't. So What's the question? Go for it.
Well, I'm from Tower Hamlets, so I grew up like sort of near Canary Wharf, and it's a tricky one because it's like, do you feel safe in that part of London being black first? Because that's the first thing people see.
Yeah.
And I think in the area I grew up, I kind of taught myself how to be streetwise and how to maneuver situations and stuff. So I think with that, it kind of helped me to maneuver being black and queer.
Yeah. For me, it's walk around with a angry face. Like, don't fuck with me. Just I walk fast. I go from your house to the station. Apart from the pop top, there's special occasions. There's birthdays and bank holidays. I'll be like, hey, skipping down the street like Dorothy. Amens. DJ.
Yeah. I feel safe. I feel safe. Yeah. Wait. Question. Hold on. It's because because anything can happen at any time. So it's a big question. But like, do I feel confident that I can protect myself? Yes, I do. But do I feel like it's never gonna happen? No, I feel like it could happen because things do happen to this day. So it's like, but I can defend myself so that then I feel safe in that sense.
Okay. What area are you from?
Happily.
And do you feel that it's because of the area that you're
in?
No, you could be in a safe area?
I feel like London in general.
Yeah.
Because I think anyway you can anything happen. Like, if honest, you Hackney has become very gentrified. So there's very much people walking around there in bike riders and crop top. We're just got to be the bike riders. So it's like you see it. Dalston is nothing like how it used to be.
So much passion.
But it's real.
Dalston is nothing like how it used to be 15 years ago. Like things happen there now. It would have lit up. Like literally, would have.
That's true.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so when I say to you like anything can happen, like them to me, then people feel confident. Obviously, I feel confident in myself as well. But my thing is like anything can happen at any time. So just be yourself, and I don't feel like you should have to question your ability to be safe because of someone else's ability not to control themselves.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
I also feel like I'm quite privileged in the sense of because I'm passing, I wouldn't get the same abuse as of other people in the community. So I'm lucky in that sense, and I acknowledge that.
Yeah, that's true.
You can blend in.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Anything else anyone wants to add?
You already answered it. Pretty much. You pretty much said it. Like I don't think about that in terms of like, am I safe? I just walk out the door.
Yeah.
Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. If it's meant to, then I'll just deal with it there and then. But apart from that, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Can't predict the future, so why live in fear of it?
Yes, honey, come through. All right, next question. Have you been to any other prides other than London? And if so, were they any different to London Pride?
Oh God.
Been to a few, go.
I did a lot, so you lot go first.
Oh, you did a lot?
This year I did a lot.
Yeah, we saw you was here, there and everywhere. He was here, there and everywhere, honey.
Okay. So last year, basically, I said I'm gonna make sure I have the best summer ever. So I tried to go to as many prides as I could. So I did London Pride. I worked at Black Pride I think I saw you at Black Pride, didn't I? I did. I did Manchester Pride, Brighton Pride, and a little bit of Madrid.
Oh, actually, yeah, I remember because when we was messaging about meeting up,
he's like,
I can't come to this weekend. I
Mm-hmm.
can't come to this weekend. I was like, oh, child, you live in the mouse.
They're all different in their own ways. So,
Okay.
let me start with. I feel like Black Pride was a lot bigger this year than it's ever been. It's ever been, and it just someone was saying there's two people can like have beef with each other, but because it's Black Pride, it's like it's squashed, and this is it. This is our day, and it's like the one day of the year where like queer people of color can come together and we can just be, and we all in such a massive space, and it took up a bigger space than it usually does, and that was really powerful this year. Manchester Pride is a madness. Like I spent so much money. I was like drunk every day. And then it was on the same weekend as Notting Hill Carnival. So there was that. Brighton Pride was really powerful because it was a weird one because Britney Spears performed, but it was kind of like it was like
who's that?
But it's like I get. It was more of a nostalgic thing. It was like, you know, that was our child, like when we were kids, she was the pop star of the time, you know, in the 90s and the early 2000s. So that it was like, it had a nostalgic bit. And there was one part where all of her music videos and all of her different hairstyles and her clothes all come up on the screen. And it was like, wow, like that was my childhood. So there was that. Trying to think what's left. That's it, innit?
Madrid
was...
Oh, that must have been nice.
Madrid was lit.
See, he took a breath. He was like, it was there.
I didn't do too much though. I was dating someone.
I love how you're putting that out there, you know, just to
You didn't do too much.
Too much.
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I was tempted.
Lies.
But no, generally. I was seeing someone. I was seeing someone like monogamously, so like nothing.
Proud of you.
Oh gosh.
Drinks of water.
I actually haven't been to any other Pride other than London Pride and Black Pride.
You got me out.
Never one day. I'd love to go to the one in Israel, Tel Aviv.
That's
And
the
the
one
guys
I
out
want
there.
to do.
That's very problematic.
That's the one.
That's one. But I was going to
That
but then the government saying they don't do in the country, so I said no.
Mate, I'll be there for the day if I have to and just get a plane somewhere else.
You got some money we don't know about?
It's really.
Maybe.
It's mad expensive.
Oh, really?
Like I had friends that went this year and they spent like. I think they spent like £600-700
On what?
For how long?
just for like 5-6 days.
What, including flight?
I'm not sure about that. I think when they were out there, they were spending mad money because it's really expensive.
Find out
out
to me
there.
because that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
If it's flight
But it's
included.
like, even they were saying they wish they took more money. Like it was that bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Child.
Gosh.
That just seems like a spending spree.
And I drink a lot, boy. I better find a flask.
But I personally wouldn't go to Tel Aviv because of how the country kind of is against us. It's against us as black people, let alone against us as queer people.
Sorry, I don't want to be tolerated. You know.
They said, no, when you're in our country, I'm not going to come to your country.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be tolerated. Allow me. Been to Brighton and London Pride and Black Pride.
I still want to go. I'm still like a friend of mine goes all the time.
On your own.
I'm adding one more thing to Brighton. Brighton felt like more old school Pride. I feel like London Pride's been very commercialized, but Brighton Pride felt like the old fashioned. Like this is like before when we were doing like the walk and everything. It just felt so inclusive and like it just felt different. Like London Pride does this weird energy to it, and it just felt really really good.
London Pride is a mess.
So London Pride wasn't as good as Brighton Pride.
Brighton Pride was much better. There was an order I did them. I'll show you guys after.
I've been to London Pride and Black Pride and Brighton Pride. Manchester too. Manchester's just ridiculous. I walked down Canal Street. I was like, okay, is this it?
Oh,
is this it?
Is this it?
Oh.
The street is literally like that short.
Oh, yeah, actually, I've been there once.
And I was like, okay. And then on top of that, they wanted to charge you to walk down.
So I
said, who?
How long have
they
you
charge you?
Yes.
No, it's all around, but the main bit, like, you know, we have Soho,
yeah,
Canal Street, and literally the street is like that though.
And when they charge you to walk down the street.
Babe,
and how?
Babe, they blocked it off.
Oh.
When did you go?
This was like, what, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago?
I think it might be different though, because this was quite big this year.
Okay, well, when I went at the time, that's what it was. I was like, okay, bye. And they want to charge you a ridiculous £50.
£50 to do
what?
I said,
last time, no?
Babe,
wasn't that much.
to walk down the street. I said, I'm good. I said, I'm good. I said, I'm alright, girl. I'm good.
Does it come with lunch?
Yeah.
And a drink?
Yeah,
Trying to walk
yeah.
down the street, you know what I mean? I don't mind.
No, I'm alright.
I've done, so we've done the same prize as everybody else, but we also did Miami Pride, which was incredible. Vegas Pride, which was basically Atlanta Pride off the back of that. New York Pride was really, really good. The one that I really want to go to is Tel Aviv and Atlanta. But I've done
for that one.
I've done a lot of different prides in the States, being out there. The best one was definitely Miami for what it is, because you have, it's just so open. You've got the hip hop festival going on at the same time, so you can kind of bounce up and down South Beach and choose where you want to be. And there's a lot of gays from all over the world that come on. But I think my ultimate favourite one out of everything was Gran Canaria. That pride was, I spent 300 quid including my accommodation and my flights plus my spending money to get over there. Yeah, I spent £300 in total, and I was there for 5 days. I was toe up every day, all day. The event was around the back of my hotel. Yeah. It's over 3 floors. There's a huge, I don't believe, there was a huge stage. Tons of alcohol. The drinks are like €2 or €3. It's so cheap and it's so good. Like, you really want to get out. Like, it's cheap. It's super cheap. I went with
Korea Central trip.
I went with a random group of people. Like, I would recommend it. Gran Canaria was the best one, and everybody from all over England was there. Anyway, I can't talk too much because
I'm revealing some things.
I'm revealing some things, and you know,
you're like,
I was in a loving relationship.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done prize. But I've been to that prize for years though. Like last year I went to Black Pride. But then it's weird how Black Pride and London Pride are the same city but so different.
Very. And I completely agree with you.
When you asked a question about London and other cities, I was like, but Black Pride is here, it's different to London Pride, do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, but Black Pride, London Pride I don't really go to no more. I mean, that's why I was there when I performed like 4 years ago. Then I've been to Birmingham Pride a few times. Been to that's it. Wait, here on the
Birmingham Pride is really good.
Yeah,
it's a lot more.
Birmingham Pride is the whole situation. That's like
it goes round.
Yeah, imagine the festival.
Yeah.
It's like you got stalls, you got like
and little clubs.
You don't have like little stages. You got like big old open warehouses where people
nice.
Birmingham Pride is quite good.
It's a vibe, definitely a vibe. Everyone's friendly as well.
And it's like 30 quid to get in. It's like 30 quid for the event.
I didn't pay.
I went probably 3 years back, and it was like 30 quid to get to Birmingham Pride or something like that.
I
don't pay. I mean, 30 quid for the event was quite good for Birmingham Pride.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. If it was £30, that would be good though.
It's worth the money.
But I didn't pay that.
I really want to go to New York next year because it's like
I'm shook to go there though because I won't come back.
Wow.
I'm shook. Like I'm shook. I'm shook.
Oh wait, you won't come back as well. Oh yeah,
I'm just be so good. Like
a man might just come take you
away.
away.
Not even might.
Not even might. He will.
All right, that's why you don't want to go now.
No,
okay. Prevention's better than cure.
Right.
All right, easy.
Next year is like the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, and then it's also World Pride at New York. So I definitely want to go.
What month is that?
That's like July. July.
Gosh, I better start collecting some.
Vegas is like May, so May. June, July is that. Atlanta is August, September? Or September? So it's around there somewhere.
Why are we having so many different conversations?
We were just discussing the dates of the different prides in the States. But yeah,
I'm going to be at that together.
Alright, of course.
Guys, next question. Back in the room. What's your definition of freedom?
In life? Or like what?
For you. What does freedom mean for you? If someone said, what is the meaning of freedom?
For me personally, I think it was at the point where I stopped giving a fuck and I just started living my life how I wanted to live it, and that was freedom. Like, cause you spend so long being trapped and so long not expressing yourself or not expressing your thoughts or anything. So when I got to that point where I could be 100% myself, that was freedom for me.
Amen.
I'd actually have to 100%
completely
agree. That
with
would be my
that.
definition:
Amen.
being 100% yourself and giving two frigs what other people have to say or do.
You get that for me? That gem.
Actually reach for the water.
I know, same. I was like, what did you see what that's like?
I knew that's what you meant from the beginning.
Yeah, agreed. That's the nicest way of saying it.
Anyone else has anything to okay?
That's why I don't want to go first.
I was gonna say
He just shuts it down and is like, alright, we're nothing
I
else
was
to say.
feel like to live yourself and not give a fuck what everybody thinks.
Yeah. You said it.
Come to me last.
Plus more.
Next question. Do you feel like there's any tension between the trans and gay community?
Definitely.
Would you like to add? Oh, yes, honey.
For me personally, I don't get along with trans girls for the simple fact that they always think I'm trying to compete with them. I'm like, honey, you're in a different lane. You're in a different lane. Like, I'm doing me, you're doing. You shouldn't be worried about what I'm doing because I'm not trying to be in your lane. I'm not on hormones. Not saying that it's a bad thing or anything. All of this, minus makeup, and clothing, is all me. I'm not trying to be in your lane, but then for whatever reason, they always see me as competition. And then people think, I'm the one that's making the issue. I'm like, no. Most people, and I've said this to friends as well, you guys don't pick up on certain things that I notice. And then because I'm so observant all the time, it's hard to shut off.
Yeah.
So I pick up on certain things. They're just like, nah, maybe, that's just, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. I experience something different to you guys as gay guys. Literally. And it's like, this is why I can't socialize in that circle. I take myself away from it. And it's kind of a hindrance for me because it's like, I'm missing out on certain things because I feel a certain way, but I'm just like, I know how I am. Yeah. I don't want to get in a situation where it has to be more than it needs to be. Yeah. So I stay away from that. But that's my experience. I can't speak for anybody else.
But do you think you're speaking for all of them though by saying that?
Not all of them, but majority of the ones that I've come across and dealt with, that's what it starts out friendly, but we always end up in the same place. I'm just like, okay, I can't do this. It's the same cycle, repeating itself.
Where would you say you sit?
Who, me?
Yeah. In the world, in the gay community entirely, because we had this discussion for years and we gave it the name of androgynous. So if somebody doesn't really identify with a particular sex, you just kind of do what you feel and you're not trying to lean on one side in particular. So where do you actually identify?
You just said it, I'm androgynous, literally.
Let's just speak about this so they can understand.
For people that people don't understand what that is, picture Prince, picture, what's his name, David Bowie. I'm in between. I don't pick, one specific lane. I just do me. If I get up and I feel like dressing like this, that's how I'm going to dress. If I get up and I feel like giving you a beard, that's what you're going to get. I don't have to pick a lane. It goes back to me not wanting to be boxed in. I hate it. The question, what are you? I'm a human being, first and foremost. What I look like, dress like, does have nothing to do with it at all. At all.
Nicely said. Anything else anybody wants to add? Feeling like there's tension between the gay and trans community?
I wouldn't say tension, but I'd say a lot of people who aren't trans or non-binary, I feel like the community is not inclusive. I feel like it's let's say lesbian, gay men, bisexual. I was gonna say, lesbians, gay and bi, and then that's like the T is separate for some reason. When we don't check our privilege and appreciate the fact that we have more rights than people who are trans, and we can do more as allies to help those people, but we kind of not all of us, but we just kind of don't put the two into together. I don't know.
But you say we because it's we
as a community. We're not as inclusive as we could be. I wouldn't say tension. I just say we're not doing the best that we can.
It's borderline segregation in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like there's tension, especially when I hear some opinions of gay people towards trans people, which is very negative and very them and us, and it's a bit like, oh, okay.
Which is ironic.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand enough about trans and non-binary. I know a bit, but I'd love to know more and educate myself so that I can have a stronger opinion on it. But then where people are just it does feel like there is this underground battle going on within the community, and it's a bit shocking. And I mean, even cases where in other countries, you know, trans are being beaten and killed, and in certain situations and domestic abuse, and you know, some of that is done by gay people.
Mm-hmm.
That's even here though as well, in this country as well. And also, like, I feel like when you said some gay people know about trans, I feel like, and when Phil said we don't do enough to help trans, I feel like we don't do enough to help. We don't do enough to help each other that don't trans. Or
That's true.
And I feel like that you know, gay people talk about ill about gay people as well. Like, we all do, it's mad. Like, why can't we just be nice, like, or just help?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Just help people.
And it sounds so simple and so like.
But I find it ironic, the same sort of things that we're trying to get or obtain is the same thing we're doing amongst our community. It's stupid.
It's like, for me, like, when people say the tension or some trans white person be negative or something, I feel like they're not negative, they just have their backup because of how they've been treated or how they used to be treated, like, so I feel like...
But then I'm glad that you said that, because we have a thing that we do where when we've had an experience from someone, we associate everyone like that with that. If you go out on a date with an Irishman, so you got 2 Irish men and the date ends badly, all Irishmen are trash all of a sudden, like, and then we box them all in. If it's a trans person, if you find, like, if you have a certain viewpoint of that one trans person that you've met, they're all like that, and it's just something that us humans always do, and we need to kind of come up with that and think that people are people and every individual is an individual.
A small little quote: hurt people, hurt people.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you said earlier about wanting to learn more. I think that's key. I think we need to learn more about other people's experiences.
Absolutely.
And like, if there's more awareness and education around like the things that other people are suffering from, and if we're not trying to get our own goals, and if we try to help other people and they try to help us, I think that's the way how we can move forward.
Even with the different sexualities, I remember one time I worked in a school when I was doing my workshops and talks and stuff, and I did a workshop and we played this game, and you could do it online, and then they set it up and then they link it to your phone, so you answer the question on your phone to the question that comes up on the screen, and it was all about like sexualities and the flags. At the time I was like,
Oh, babe, honestly.
At the time I didn't know there were so many. I was just like, what the hell? My mind was spinning. I was like, poly who and
it opens up into
androgynous and asexual and intersex, and it's a lot.
One more point is that there's, you know, that thing that happened at London Pride, the TERFs. So there's, I think don't quote me on this, but I think it's lesbian women that were trying to say that trans women are erasing lesbians. So
really?
they entered the parade.
I didn't know
they invaded the parade and started marching, and they couldn't. The people that organized Pride couldn't get them out because it was like health and safety. Yeah. So there's stuff. I think it's maybe portions of the community that have issues with the trans community.
And there's even straight women in people articles saying trans women are making real women. Look.
Yeah. That's the argument that I think they were coming from.
Where's the logic in that?
There's none.
How?
I think because they're saying that, is it based on, because nowadays you don't know, you can't tell a trans person basically.
What did you tell? What
That person's a person. No. That person's a person. Going back to what I said, humanity is dying. It's dying. Why should that, person's sexual orientation be the main focus of, what you're focusing on?
Because we're obsessed, honey.
People need to get a grip.
They do, and alive.
They need to get a grip.
Cool. Anything anyone else wants to add?
Any more gems, Phil?
That's it.
Chuck in my gem, darling. Chuck in my gem.
Catch it, Wayne.
And this is the last question. When was the last time you personally felt free? When you not had a care in the world, at peace, shalom.
That's a good
I
question.
think when I was born.
Kaka, really? No, when you was born, a long time ago.
15 years ago.
That was only how long?
15 plus 5.
15 plus 5 times...
Plus 5.
times 5.
Plus 5 hours.
That's a good question. When was the last time I felt free?
That's quite crazy.
Earlier this year, I was in Amsterdam and I decided I was going to go visit a sauna.
This one, love a holiday.
Oh, okay, rest. I decided I was going to take a holiday. Take a trip to a sauna and
which type of sauna?
Just a normal men's like sauna, not like for anything in particular. But the day that
Phil wants to know. He's like, which sauna?
I wanted to go and visit a sauna, and on the particular day I was going, it happened to be like a naked day. So for me, I was like, oh my god, this is a bit. But actually, when I got in there and I got undressed and I was walking around just starch naked, I felt so free and so comfortable because it's the first time that I'd ever done something like that, to be starch naked in front of everybody, just to let go of your insecurities and just be open and happy. So that was, I felt really good then. And I was in there for about 4 hours just walking around.
What kind of stopped you from, because you said, it's nice that you kind of let go of your insecurities, and in that situation, I feel like most people would have been the other way around, that they would have felt more insecure.
No, I thought that would have been the case, but actually, I've always had like body issues anyway. So I've got like gynecomastia. For those of you who don't know what it is, there's a whole other section going on.
No, I don't know what it is though.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Alright, everybody can look at Google later.
Google it, gynecomastia. I've got a mild case of it, and for a long time my weight did this. I called myself the Mariah Carey. No offense, Mariah Carey, I love you to pieces. My weight went up and down, so I was really uncomfortable with my body, with the gynecomastia and with the weight issues and not really being able to get hold of my gym routine. And so on this particular day when I had to just let go of all of that and allow people to just see me for who I was and for what I am, it was just really nice. It had the opposite effect that I thought it would. It actually made me feel really comfortable, and 4 hours in I was just strutting around like, yeah, this is nice, like everything just flapping around, and it was great. Yeah. It was really good experience.
Flipping around though, yeah. Just saying.
You're so messy. You're so messy.
It was a really good experience.
No.
Anybody? Actually, asked the question and I can't even think myself. I would say it would probably be when I was doing yoga at the gym. Yeah.
You should join me in the mornings.
Pilates. No, but then you go to yoga close by you, innit? I go to Stratford.
I can go to anyone.
Oh, you can come Stratford with me. Oh, I see you. But yeah, because doing that, it's just kind of, I can just let go and not think about anything for a little while, because in my head I'm always constantly thinking.
Yeah, somewhat like
head always 100 thoughts, 100 miles per hour. So it's nice to just switch off for a second, and then sometimes you realise, oh gosh, shit, I haven't thought about anything for like 10 minutes, and it's like, let me quickly try and get back to that. But,
if I had to say mine, it would be going off what Cartell said. It would be, but this would be in my house though. After escapades, we'll just put it down as that. Standing in the mirror, butt naked, and just like, oh, okay, you're skinny, but it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. But the skinniness is due to having a fast metabolism, and a few habits that I've picked up over the years. That they're okay, but I'm just like, okay, you need to slow down, or But I'm just like, you know what? My body is the way it is, and I'm gonna love it for what it is. Self-appreciation, self-love.
Yes, honey.
You know what I mean?
Love yourself.
Of course.
I love my body. I love my skin. Oh, now you guys want to say when episode's soon done.
Of course, girl.
Who hasn't answered?
Phil.
I'd say maybe when I was in Madrid. Okay. Madrid Pride was this year, so that was
Madrid
like
again.
We're back to this chapter.
Madrid was lit.
Okay. I thought London was his favourite city. The
I said Madrid came second.
But it was some untold stories.
There's no untold stories. Honestly.
Don't put them on the spot.
There's Google that one.
You what?
Huh?
Alright, because you said that you need to give back all the gems.
No, they're locked. Well, no, what's you said that happened in Madrid, and she said, no, nothing.
It's okay.
Well, it was like, basically, I went with some friends, but I made sure that I had my own alone time, because my friends wanted to do a bunch of stuff together, and I did do stuff with them, and we went out and we went for drinks and all of that. But like, I made sure I planned to do a lot of sightseeing on my own, and like being in a different country. It was the first time we've been on holiday for a long time, and first time as an adult who's out now. Like all the other stuff had been like family holidays or little things, or I think a few weeks later I went to Amsterdam for the International AIDS Conference. But it was nice to go as an adult, like in a different headspace, and to just relax. And it was the last time I feel like I have
Cool, nice one. And on that note, we're going to wrap up. That was episode 6 of Queer Essential. Thank you for tuning in. Please come again and... Oh Lord, I'm messing that up. Yes, anyway. Follow us on Queer Essential. We've also got our individual Instagram accounts. Yours is?
Rougie Baby.
Mine is Simeon.Sims.
Androgynous_dog.
How do you forget that?
One Cartell only.
Idiosyncratic XL.
We know you're going to have to spell it out for you, put it link under the
just
bottom.
find one of us in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and we shall see you next time at Queer Essential. Au revoir.